What's going on, people? I'm back again for the fourth time. It feels like it was just yesterday I uploaded my first video. I'm gonna get so emotional right now. I'm just so filled with emotion. Alright, anyways, let me get off my BS. Alright, I got some CPL. I don't even know what the league stands for, to be honest with you. I don't even know what the CPL stands for. I'm sorry. Cam, Dax, all the admins, mods. I'm sorry. I don't even know what it stands for anyway, so I got these playoff replays. I got two of them because I played. You'll see. Anyway, so basically, this league is set apart from the other one that I uploaded like a couple weeks ago, the WCBL. This is the CPL, and it had a lot of great players in it. So basically, for this, it was a 11-week season, and I ended up 7-4, like plus, I don't know, it was over 10 differential. I don't really remember what it was, like 12 probably. And to be honest with you, when I first started this draft, like when I drafted my Mons in the beginning, I wasn't really going to take this seriously. And I just drafted like almost full stall. Like as you can see probably at the team here, I got like Quag, Chansey, Tangrowth, and Skarmory. I had like Mega Sab, I had like some straight stall garbage. Like you never want to play this, right? But then I was like, after I was drafting, I was like, you know what, maybe I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this. And I drafted like a Salazzle, Xurkitree, Buzzwole. I drafted like Avalugg, I think. I don't know, some cool mons, right? So I wasn't really trying to go like full stall because I wanted to throw people off with the offense that I could bring. So I wasn't really like fully engaged in this league like right when I started. And it wasn't until like I lost week 1 to Dax, and then I was like, dang, like that kind of like hurt my soul. I was like, okay, all right, now I gotta show these people that I can play. So basically. So I lost week 1, and then I think I picked up obviously 3 more losses along the season, and but ended up 7-4. It wasn't on my top of priorities and priority of leagues, but I did try. So after like a couple of weeks, I started trying, and I'm here, playoffs. I got second seed. First seed was Aster. A lot of you probably know who that is, unless you from. Never mind. Anyways, so yeah, and Aster finished the season 11-0. He did not lose in the regular season. Props to him. And anyways, he's not my opponent right now. My opponent is Chew. I got a bye. Me and Aster got buys, like I was saying before. He was first seed. He got a bye. I was second seed. I got a bye. 6 people made playoffs. I played the winner of 3 and 6. He played the winner of 4 and 5. And Nada and Atlanta Full Shot Chew Gasarto played, and Chew won. He beat Nada with, I think, a DD Mega Altaria. And I play him. So, I got the bye, and he's my opponent. So, he is my opponent. And before I get into the game, let me just say that me and Chew have a long history together. He's probably, I think, it's been almost like 4 years since I've met Chew, and we've been like really good friends. Gotta take that water break. Yeah, so we've been really good friends, me and Chew. And yeah, so this is like probably like our over 20th game, and just all these separate leagues that we've been in and like playing together, right? So I mean, yeah. So he's got Coco Lucha, Rotom Heat, Suicune, Ferrothorn, Mega Altaria. And looking at the matchup, if I let Coco or if I get Lucha get out of hand, then I could obviously lose this game very easily. So I have a max defense, unaware. Quag, and that's really the only thing I have for it, honestly. Like, I have Whirlwind on Skarm, but it's not really going to be doing much, you'll see. So, basically, I'll just go ahead and get started. Obviously, this replay was 3 weeks ago, so, again, I might not remember every play I made, but I think I should remember for the most part. So, anyways, yeah. I brought Quag, Salazzle, Chansey, Xurkitree, Tangrowth, and Skarmory. Defensive Quag, setup, sub, nasty plot, Salazzle, standard, Stealth Rock, Toxic, Seismitoss, Soft Boiled, Chansey, I think this is Scarf Xurkitree, Assault Tang, and then Spadef. Spadef Scarf. So yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So he leads Coco, I lead Chansey, and I believe I just try and throw my rocks here. As he does U-turn, I think I just throw my rocks here. Yeah, that's what happens. So throw up rocks, switch out into Salazzle to just try and get momentum up like already if he wanted to like go for his own hazards, because I had the momentum here. I already had rocks up, and I was like, there is no way he clicks Bulldoze on this turn. There's no way. I didn't even know if he had it. I was like, there's no way he's clicking Bulldoze here. So I figured some hazards might come out, or fearing, yes, a knockoff. Like, I know I say it, but after the before the play happened, I had to assume that he would want to knock off my Chansey Z Violite, so I went ahead and pulled in a really aggressive play right into my Salazzle. And I just wanted to go ahead and start applying momentum right off the bat. So that's exactly what I do. I go into Salazzle, and he brings out the Suicune, and unfortunately, this is Z Firium. It's not, or Z Firium. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but anyways, it's Z Fire. It's not Z Poison. So that's why you'll see here I do Nasty Plot on this next turn, and it would have been able to kill if I was Z Poison, but I'm Z Inferno Overdrive for some reason, so I ended up just going for Sludge Wave Chip there, because after I set up the sub, because there was no point in going for Nasty Plot and then him having kill my sub and then me going for like not even a KO and him just knocking out my Salazzle, so that was not in favor. So I just go for a Sludge Wave there, get some damage off. He does knock out the sub, and then I'm gonna switch out here, I believe, into Tangrowth. No, I go to like hard circuitry. And he does 38, and he does not burn me. Okay, so now I can just freely Choice Scarf Volt Switch out here, get momentum back as he goes into Ferrothorn, and I'm going to switch out into my Salazzle and apply more momentum as I can. And, okay, keep in mind this game does go for, like, it is a decently long game. It's not that long, but there's just a lot of hard turns that happen during this game, so I go into Salazzle as he goes Suicune, and I just Z here on the switch. I figured that Z into Sludge Wave might kill this, but it just like does 30, so I was like, dang, I gotta switch out again. He goes for Scald, crits me, and gets a burn, and I just lose my circuitry there, which is really unfortunate, because if I had had that thing stay in, then I would have been able to play around with my circuitry the entire game, and it was faster than everything, because he told me after, or barring Lucha being under the having its berry active, or not its, yes, the berry activated, then I would have been faster than his whole team. And I could have had electric terrain working for me with his Coco, so that definitely did hurt me, the crit burn. So there goes a little hacks in his favor. And yeah, so I do get a little bit of hacks later on in the game, but you'll see that. So I'm down 5-6 right now, and I just kind of go into Tangrowth here as I just try and knock off catching a switch. Obviously, he was going to switch, and I see this. I see he goes into Rotom Heat, and he's not. He doesn't have an item, so I'm like, okay, this is Z Rotom. And I knock off, and I double knock here, fearing him to, like, or just trying to get some extra chip, because I knew he wasn't going to go straight for the fire move. I just had a feeling he wasn't going to. I know Chew, I've been playing with him for years, and I just know how he plays. And I have a chance he's sitting right there. There's no way you click Volt Switch. I mean, if he clicked Volt Switch, that was fine, because I was going to knock off an item, but there was no way he was going to click a fire move there. There's no way he was going to click Overheat, so I just knocked off there to get some extra chip. Here I'm going to switch on to Quagsire, fearing either a Overheat or him trying to get momentum out with a Volt Switch. I want to stop that, and I'm going to Quagsire here as he Pain Splits. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of unfortunate, which kind of sucks, but I do end up doubling into Salazzle here, because I did kind of predict that the Ferrothorn, but I was more so worried that he had to have HP Grass, so I went into Salazzle here, and it works out because he goes into Ferrothorn. And again here, I think I'm just gonna Sludge Wave, or no, I Flamethrower here, and then I believe I just Sludge Wave there, yeah, as he goes into this, which is kind of a weird play. I mean, I can kind of understand that, but now here he's just going into like different mons and just letting them take damage. Like he went into Altaria, then doubled into Rotom Heat, then went back into Altaria and just took more damage for no reason. I did not understand the series of plays at all. So he probably just has some kind of explanation. Not really. I mean, that's just kind of a bad play. I mean, I'm pretty critiquing of Chew, but he doesn't care. I mean, he's like one of my best friends, so he doesn't really care. But yeah, it was not that great of a play on his part anyways. So I go into Quagsire on this Altaria as he roosts up, and now I think I'm just going to click Toxic, as he does just go into... No, I double out into Chansey trying to get my rocks up, I believe, yeah. So I put up rocks with Chansey as he Leech Seeds me, and obviously he's going to be restoring a ton of HP with that Leech Seed because I'm Chansey. So I want to go into my Skarmory here and start putting up some spikes because he is really weak to hazards. And I just want to weaken that Suicune as he ends up getting in Tapu Koko, and Koko is going to regenerate some health there, and I'm just going to go into this, my Tangrowth, to stop anything that this thing wants to do as he just ends up going into Rotom Heat here, and here, I don't really know what play I make as he does Pain Split. I thought that I was going to, I thought he might Fire Move, but I could live it because I'm AV, so I just kind of stay in there. I don't know how good of a play that was, but I just stay in there. He Pain Splits, and I get a Sludge Bomb Poison, which is great for me. So I go into Chansey here, and I put up, I don't know why I went into Chansey here. This is a really bad play on my part. I'll just critique myself. This is just an awful play. I don't know why I made this play. I was just like, oh, let me get Rocks up, and I forgot he had Pain Split for some reason. I don't know. It was a terrible play. And he just gets up to full health, which is an awful play on my part. So I just get up Rocks, and I realize, oh yeah, he's got Defog, and I just try and soft boiled up, but I don't really know what I was going to do here. So I end up with Rocks, which is nice because he Volt Switch out because I'm going to put him up here. And then obviously I don't want to get knocked off, so I'm going to go back out into Pharaoh, and he ends up knocking off, or back into Tangrowth. He knocks off my Assault Vest, and I'm going to knock off here, and then that Poison's going to bring him down, and I'm just going to go on to Salazzle here as he does Pain Split. I did predict that one right, and then I'm just going to knock this out, I believe, with Sludge Wave the following turn, yeah. So 31 turns into game, I get my first kill. So yeah, but it does pick up the pace right now, and I'll try and fast forward it with you. Tapu Koko comes in. I'm not faster than this. I have to get out of there. I believe I go into Quagsire, yeah, on a U-turn / anything he wanted to go for. And then he goes into Suicune here, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I don't really know what kind of a Suicune this is, but I'm going to go hard. I think I'm going to go hard Tangrowth, right? No, I try and Toxic, and he reveals that he's Vincoon. So that's kind of a big deal. And I end up going Skarmory here because I knew it was the only thing that I can get this thing to go out of because I have Whirlwind. So I was like, okay, I'm Spadef, I can live a +1 Scald, and I can Whirlwind this thing out because it's a huge threat. So that's exactly what happens. He Scalds, he does not burn me, thankfully, and I just Whirlwind him out, and he gets Tapu Koko, which is fine by me. I was just like, okay, I can just go right back out into Quag, and we can keep doing this. I don't really care. And he goes Lucha here on this, and right now, if you're looking at my team, I am really weak to Lucha. If this thing kills my Quagsire, then I pretty much just lose. If I don't make the correct plays I need to make. So here, I'm up at 70%, and he reveals Grass Knot, and my Quag just falls over. And I'm like, wow, this is great prep on his part. He's now doubled his speed, he's got coverage for this Mon, and he can hit my team with Acrobatics and High Jump Kick and pretty much kill my entire team. So I go into Tangrowth here, and I know I can live in Acrobatics, so I was like, okay, my only game plan is to go into Tangrowth, live the hit he wants to go for, and then Sludge Bomb Poison him. That was my only play. And I was like, okay, I feel like I should be able to get this because he did crit burn my Xurkitree, which was a really good Mon that did put in so much work versus his team. So I was like, okay, maybe I can get this back in some hacks. And your boy gets it. Cut, we out here, bro. I get that poison, and I'm like, okay, well now I know he's going to go for another Acrobatics. He's not going to HJK here because he's not going to risk it because risking an HJK is not something Chew would do. So I go hard out into Chansey here as he Acros. I live that with ease, and then I'll make another double out into Tangrowth on the HJK, and I live that, and then I'm going to make another double out into my Skarmory on the Acrobatics, and I'm going to finesse my way out of this Lucha. So I finessed the way out of this Lucha, bro. So the Lucha's dead. He goes Koko, and here I'm just going to sack my Skarm because it doesn't really do much. So I just sack the Skarm here, and then I go into, I believe, Chansey here to just try and Seismic Toss him. And I think I Seismic Toss. No, I Soft Boiled up, yeah. And then here I'm going to try and Toxic. And he Dragon Dance, and I'm like, okay, this is really, really bad. And I end up missing this Toxic, and I was like, oh my gosh, really? But that kind of was unfortunate, but I did get a Sludge Bomb Poison, so I was okay with that. As long as I hit this next one after he DD'd here, then I was fine. So I'm going to land this next Toxic on his Dragon Dance. I'm going to live this next hit he has, and I'm going to Seismic Toss. So he does 67, I Seismic Toss, and then with all this damage through this next turn, he's going to die through the... or he's not going to die, he's going to be at 5, and I lose my Chansey, but he can't really roost here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Salazzle here, and basically I'm down 4-2, right? and there's this Mega Altari in front of my face, and basically this was my thought process. He has 4 Mons left. All of them are weak to Tangrowth. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into Tangrowth, and I'm going to bait him to go for the attack, and I'm going to get my Regenerator to have more HP for the rest of his team. So, because the poison's going to kill him, obviously he wouldn't roost here. That'd be a terrible play. So, I go into this and then double out into Salazzle just to sack it and get Regenerator back on Tangrowth. So it's 3-1, and my Tangrowth has to do the rest of the team, right? So he goes Coco here, and he goes into Coco, and I'm like, okay, well, he's going to U-turn here. I have 1 Mon left. I can't regenerate. He's obviously going to U-turn, and he's going to go into Ferrothorn, and he's going to try and play this safe. So I was like, okay, let me read that, and let me HP Fire. So I do it just that. I predict the U-turn, and I go right for the HP Fire on this Tangrowth, on this Ferrothorn. He ends up living the first one, and then I hit that one again, hit another one with it, and then he does knockoff for 11%. I hit another HP Fire, and then he goes into Suicune. So now it's 2-1, and here, I'm just going to Giga Drain. Obviously, he doesn't have Ice Beam. He's Vencoon, so I was free to just Giga Drain here. And this Protect play was actually very important. This actually wasn't... He actually shouldn't have protected here because, as you'll see, this Giga Drain is going to get me a little back more HP. So you'll see towards the end of the game, this matters a lot. So obviously, thankfully, he doesn't burn me here. I do get the Giga Drain off, and it gives me a little bit more HP than I need. And then, so he goes into Coco here, and it's like, and I'm like, oh, okay, if I live this Dazzling Gleam and I Sludge Bomb, I win. So, I Dazzling Gleam, I live, and I Sludge Bomb, and Tangrowth puts in the utmost of work against Chew, and I end up winning the game versus Chew. That Giga Drain damage, actually, I had, if he had not protected there, I had calced it out, and I would have been left at 1%, barring no Showdown BS from that Dazzling Gleam, so it just would have been even closer. But that Protect ended up not really mattering that much. It just would have made me a little closer to 1. So I do end up clutching that one out versus Chew, and this was a really hard-fought semifinals game. So then then I moved on to finals, and so basically the 4 and the 5 seed played, and I believe that was Tony, Peeble, and Fancify. And I believe, Tony, Peeble won. And he played Aster. And then Aster beat Peeble. And then here is the replay of me versus AsterJ. So, I played Aster in the finals. And he beat me in the regular season. He tossed me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, straight up, he just beat me. Like, he tossed me. So, I was like, I knew he was really good. He's 11-0. I think somebody told me that I don't know. I know he won MPL and that he was in the GBA. I don't really know how well he did, but I knew he was in the GBA. So, he's great player. I knew he was really good. From what people had said. So I was like, okay, well, I want to redeem myself because I don't want to lose to the same person twice. Like, that is not something that happens to me. So, I obviously want a revenge versus this man. And, so go ahead and break down the team matchup. So he's got Nihilego, he's got Clefable, he's got Decidueye, he's got Garchomp, he's got Mega Houndoom, and he's got Selly. His team has a really great core. The Selly, the Garchomp, and the Clef really work well together. I really do like that on his part. And, so basically, I had to make some predictions, basically just off lead match of what he brought last game. So the regular season game. The regular season game, he brought this Mega Medicham team, or not Mega Medicham, this Medicham Calm Mind Baton Pass team, and he ended up putting in a lot of work with the Scarf Garchomp because he passed the Calm Mind to the Scarf Garchomp and put in a lot of work with Fire Blast. So I figured he wasn't gonna run that again because this is the second time he'd play and you don't really blink something you've already used out. So I was like, okay, I figured that he would not have a Scarf for this game. I figured if his Scarfer was gonna be one, that he would have Scarf Nihilego. So on my end, I've got defensive, I've got mixed defense, Toxapex, I've got fully defensive Stealth Rock, basic Chansey, I've got Scarf Buzzwole with Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Drain Punch, Leech Life. That pretty much covered his entire team outside of Clef, which is fantastic. And then I got AV Tangrowth. This is a really great pivot versus his team to just knock off HP Ice. And then I've got a Setup Sweeper and Salazzle. Nasty Plot Salazzle, and then I have Z Hypnosis, Tail Glow, Xurkitree. So right off the bat, I was like, okay. I figured he might lead with Garchomp or maybe a Decidueye, because that matched up pretty well if he was like Scarf. I know he ran Scarf Decidueye in the regular season, so I figured he might want to lead off with that and U-turn on whatever Mon that I had. So so he ends up leading. Here, I'll just play it. So he ends up leading off. I lead off with Salazzle, and he leads off with Garchomp. So I wanted to lead Salazzle if he wanted to lead with Selly, Decidueye, Clefable, or Houndoom, right? I knew I could OHKO all of those Mons with Z Poison had he not been like Scarf. I even could live any Scarf hit that the Decidueye wanted to throw at me. So this was in my favor. It was a good lead, but obviously Aster predicted me. I feel like he predicted me. That he knew that Salazzle had such a great matchup starting off that I would lead with it. And so yeah, he ends up getting me on the lead matchup. And obviously here I have to switch out. There's no way I'm going to stay in here. Obviously I could have been like super aggressive and stayed in, but I didn't even have HP Ice. I had HP Ground for the Nihilego because there was a problem the last time we fought. So I have HP Ground, Salazzle, not even HP Ice. So he ends up leading Garchomp. He gets free rocks here. Obviously, like, that's just free rocks for him. So here, I actually, because I went into Tangrowth on this Garchomp, I thought he would fear HP Ice. So I just knock off, and he ends up SDing. And I knock off, and I don't knock off an item. I'm like, oh, okay, he's Dragonium. Something gets tossed here. Something is going to fall over. So I look at my Mons, and I'm like, what gets sacked? So I look, I'm thinking for this play for like a good 60 seconds or a minute, which is a lot of thinking for me. I usually just know exactly what I want to do, and I click the play. Like, I'm not really like somebody who takes forever to make a play. So I ended up thinking that Toxapex was my best Mon to sack. And I figured that I had this game plan in the back of my mind after I sacked Toxapex. So I sacked Toxapex to, yes, the Z-Drake here. My Toxapex just falls over. Okay, and here is when things get fishy. So I actually thought a lot about this play. So I figured that the best chance that I had to not get swept by this thing was if I went into Scarf Buzzwole. Obviously I had Ice Punch, but any of the Mons that he goes into outside of Decidueye, like, you wouldn't switch into Decidueye on a Buzzwole. Any Mon that he could go into, like, his middle grounds is Clefable, his middle grounds is Selly, his middle ground as Nihilego, or not, he actually wouldn't go Nihilego. Basically, his two middle grounds in Clefable and Selly, I just lost so much momentum out of them. And I was like, okay, I've been running a Scarf Xurkitree a lot this season. I'm just going to bluff it. And I'm going to bluff the Xurkitree Scarf. I'm going to go hard at right out into it. And obviously he's going to think that I'm Scarf because I've brought out an electric type on a +2 Garchomp. And I'm going to run Scarf HP Ice. So this was the game-defining play, definitely. And I end up making the correct read. I do nab Aster here, and I do hit the Z Hypnosis, baiting him, and bluffing my Scarf. And I hit my Z Hypnosis on the Decidueye that comes in, get my +1 speed, and I Tail Glow up here, and he falls asleep. That turned that one, he's asleep. I hit a T-Bolt, he stays asleep. And then I hit another T-Ball. As he tries to Sucker Punch here, you'll see he activates before me. I guess it's a Sucker Punch. And I knock out the Decidueye. The Decidueye Sucker Punch wouldn't have killed me. I already calced that. So I knew that was not going to kill me. And I knew he wasn't banded because the first sleep turn he hadn't used it. And then the second sleep turn he used them on. And then the sleep turn went first. So I was like, okay, he's not banded. So that wasn't going to kill me. So I knew that I could live that. And I just clicked Thunderbolt there to be safe. And now I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm in a really good position. Like, this thing sweeps if this isn't unaware Clef. So he goes Clef, and I'm like, okay, well, even if it's not unaware, you have to be, even if you're fully Spadef max HP, this is still doing, like 40 to 47. And if I can hit a Hypnosis versus this thing, then I win. Like, there's no, and I hit a Hypnosis and he gets sleep turns, and then I just win. So he ends up being Magic Guard, and I just OHKO the Clef, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I think I just win here. And yeah, so basically, Xurkitree just sweeps. I just sweep Aster in the finals. This was a really short game. It was really anticlimactic. But yeah, so that was the game. Cheesy plug. And yeah, there we go. Your boy wins CPL Season 3. And I sweep Aster with a Tail Glow Hypnosis Circuitry. Boom. That is CPL Season 3, folks. I am your champ, Wet Eddie. Thank you for watching. I'm out.